Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever noticed how a storm can rage outside, yet deep beneath the ocean's surface, the waters remain still? The secret to peace is not in stopping the storm, but in learning how to live beneath it. Life will test you. People will provoke you. Circumstances will shake you. But the question is, will you allow it? Calmness is not the absence of chaos. It is the mastery of self. It is the ability to walk through the fire and not smell like smoke. It is the discipline to hear the noise but refuse to let it enter your spirit. The world is loud, filled with distractions, offenses, and temptations to react. But a person who has conquered themselves cannot be moved by the winds of foolishness. Some people live their lives like dry leaves, tossed and turned by every breeze of opinion, every whisper of gossip, every wave of adversity. But those who are unbothered are like mighty trees, deeply rooted, unmoved by the storms, standing firm when everything else around them is shaking. How do you reach this level of unshakable peace? First, understand that your emotions are not in charge. You are. You must own your reactions. No one has the power to control your peace unless you give it to them. Every time you react in anger, frustration, or offense, you are handing over your peace to someone else like it's theirs to take. But the wise understand, silence is a weapon, patience is a shield, and self-control is a fortress. Next, shift your focus. What consumes your mind will control your life. If you dwell on negativity, you will carry it with you. If you entertain drama, you will live in it. If you allow every insult to touch your heart, you will forever be wounded. But when you elevate your focus, when you set your mind on things that matter, the small things lose their power. A king does not step down from his throne to chase a barking dog. A wise person does not stop their journey to argue with every fool along the road. Finally, understand this truth. Calmness is power. It confuses those who seek to disturb you. It disarms those who try to provoke you. It elevates you above those who live in constant chaos. When you refuse to react, you strip negativity of its power. When you remain still in the face of turmoil, you declare with your presence that nothing and no one can shake the peace within you. So I ask you today, will you be the storm-tossed leaf or will you be the unshakable tree? The choice is yours. Walk with confidence. Hold your peace like a crown and let nothing steal the kingdom of your mind. Calmness is mastery, not the absence of chaos. True peace comes from within, not from changing external circumstance. Mastering self-control allows you to remain steady in any storm. Don't let others control your emotions. Your reactions are your responsibility. When you get easily offended or provoked, you give others power over your peace. Be rooted like a tree, not tossed like a leaf. Unbothered people are grounded in their principles, while reactive people are easily swayed by opinions, gossip, and negativity. Shift your focus to what truly matters. Dwelling on negativity invites it into your life. A higher focus on purpose and wisdom eliminates distractions and unnecessary emotional turmoil. Calmness is a weapon against negativity. Refusing to react disarms those who try to provoke you and elevates you above the chaos. Silence, patience, and self-control are shields of power. Your peace is your kingdom. Protect it. True strength lies in remaining unshaken, walking with confidence, and not engaging in meaningless battles keeps you in control of your inner world. True calmness is not about avoiding difficult situations or silencing the world around you. It is about mastering yourself so that no matter what happens, you remain unshaken. Many people believe that if they could just remove stress, avoid conflict, or escape negativity, they would finally feel at peace. But this is an illusion. The world will never stop moving. People will never stop talking, and challenges will never stop coming. The real question is, will you let them dictate your inner state? Imagine an ocean. On the surface, waves crash, winds roar, and storms rage. But deep below, the waters remain still. This is the essence of true calmness, being so deeply rooted in self-control that no external force can disturb your peace. Many people spend their lives reacting to everything around them, allowing circumstances, opinions, and emotions to control them like puppets on a string. But the moment you realize that peace is an internal discipline, not an external condition, you take back control. The key to mastering calmness is understanding that emotions are not in charge. You are. Emotions are powerful, but they're also temporary. They rise and fall like the tide. If you let them drive your decisions, you will live a life of instability, swayed by every little thing that happens. But when you take charge of your emotions, you gain power over your reactions. You learn to pause before speaking, to think before responding, and to choose peace instead of allowing situations to control you. Consider a person who easily explodes in anger whenever someone offends them. They may believe their reaction is justified, but in reality, they are being controlled by the actions of others. They have surrendered their power. The one who remains calm in the face of offense, however, is the one who truly holds control. They decide how they will respond. They refuse to give negativity any influence over their inner world. True calmness also requires patience. Many conflicts arise because people act on impulse rather than wisdom. When you remain still instead of reacting, immediately you create space for clarity, better decisions, and greater control. This is not weakness, it is mastery. It is strength. It is the ability to hold your ground in any situation, knowing that peace is not something the world can give or take from you. Mastering calmness does not mean ignoring problems or pretending that struggles do not exist. It means handling them with wisdom, confidence, and control. It means standing firm while the world around you shakes. When you cultivate this kind of inner stability, no storm will ever be able to move you. Your emotions are powerful, but they are not your masters unless you allow them to be. Too often we let the world dictate how we feel, how we react, and how we live. Every opinion, every criticism, every event that happens around us can easily sway our emotions, making us feel anger, frustration, sadness, or joy. But the moment you give away your emotional control, you relinquish your power. The truth is, your emotional state is not determined by others, it is determined by you. It is easy to believe that others have the power to make us feel a certain way, especially when their words or actions hurt us. But the key to staying calm and unbothered lies in realizing that no one can control your emotions unless you let them. The opinions of others, the criticisms, the judgments, these things have no power over you unless you grant them that power. The moment you react emotionally to someone else's words or actions, you are handing over your peace to them. Let's think about this for a moment. Imagine you are walking down the street, minding your own business. When someone calls out an insult or criticism, the natural instinct might be to respond with anger, frustration, or hurt. But here's the question: why should their opinion affect you? Why should their judgment have the power to disrupt your sense of self or peace of mind? When you let it, you are giving them control over your inner world. Instead, when you take ownership of your reactions, you reclaim your emotional power. It's important to remember that you can't control what others say or do, but you can absolutely control how you respond. If you choose not to react, if you choose not to let their words affect you, you are maintaining control. This doesn't mean you suppress your emotions or pretend they don't exist. It simply means you choose not to let them govern your behavior or your peace. The key to this lies in self-awareness. You must be aware of how others' actions make you feel and choose to respond consciously. If someone insults you, you have the option to ignore it, to laugh it off, or to calmly assert yourself without allowing anger or hurt to dictate your actions. The more you practice this, the more you will discover that the opinions of others no longer hold the power to disturb your peace. In the end, you are the guardian of your own emotions. When you decide not to let others control your reactions, you begin to live a life that is genuinely yours, unaffected by the external noise and distractions. Think about the difference between a tree and a leaf. The leaf is constantly at the mercy of the wind, being tossed in all directions. It has no roots to hold it in place, and with every gust, it is pushed farther away from where it wants to be. The tree, on the other hand, is firmly rooted in the ground. The strongest winds may sway its branches, but it remains unmoved. The leaf represents people who allow external influences, opinions, circumstances, and events to dictate their emotions, actions, and direction. The tree represents those who are unshaken, grounded in their principles and convictions, no matter what comes their way. Being unbothered means being like that tree, rooted, stable, and unmovable. It means that while you may face difficulties or distractions, your foundation is so strong that nothing can uproot you. Many people live their lives like the leaf, swayed by every change in the wind. When someone disagrees with them, they react. When life doesn't go as planned, they get upset. When a challenge arises, they panic. But the key to staying calm and unbothered is having a deep sense of personal stability, built on values, wisdom, and confidence. If you are rooted in your values and beliefs, external forces have less power over you. For example, if you know your worth and are confident in your purpose, the opinions of others become irrelevant. Someone's criticism cannot shake your sense of self because you are grounded in something much deeper. When you are emotionally and mentally rooted, you are able to stay calm even in the face of negativity because your core beliefs give you the strength to withstand external pressures. It's important to recognize that being rooted doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. A tree that is rooted can still sway with the wind. It can bend without breaking. Similarly, being unbothered doesn't mean refusing to adapt or never changing your mind. It means that no matter how much life may throw at you, you remain centered and grounded in your beliefs, your values, and your inner peace. When you live from a place of strong internal foundation, your external circumstances lose their power to disturb you. You realize that you are in control of your reactions, and nothing can disturb your peace unless you allow it. You learn to respond to the world around you with wisdom, patience, and composure instead of reacting impulsively or allowing others to dictate your emotional state. This is the power of being rooted, stable, steady, and unshaken by the forces around you. What you focus on grows, and what you choose to focus on will either empower you or drain you. In a world that is constantly bombarding us with distractions, it is easy to get swept away by the noise around us, the drama, the negativity, the endless chatter of opinions, and the constant pressures of life. But the secret to staying calm and unbothered lies in where you place your attention. Your mind is like a garden, and you must be intentional about what you plant in it. When you allow your focus to dwell on negative situations, drama, and toxic people, it is like planting weeds in your mind. These weeds will overtake your garden and consume your energy, leaving you feeling anxious, frustrated, and upset. But when you choose to focus on positive thoughts, personal growth, purpose, and what brings you peace, you cultivate a garden of strength and resilience. The more you feed your mind with positivity, the less room there is for negativity to take root. In practical terms, this means being mindful of where your energy goes. What are you spending your time thinking about? Are you constantly worrying about things you cannot control? Are you consumed by the opinions and judgments of others? If so, you are allowing external distractions to dictate your inner world. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your perspective. You have the power to choose where your attention goes, and what you focus on determines your emotional and mental state. For example, when a challenging situation arises, your response can be shaped by where you place your focus. If you focus on the problem and allow it to overwhelm you, you may feel helpless or frustrated. But if you shift your focus to potential solutions, or even the lessons you can learn from the situation, you regain control of your emotional state. You move from being a victim of circumstances to being an empowered individual who can navigate life with clarity and calm. The key to focusing on what truly matters is understanding your values and goals. When you are clear about what is important to you, distractions lose their power. A person who knows their purpose does not waste energy on petty arguments, meaningless drama, or irrelevant opinions. Their focus is on what aligns with their goals and values. By shifting your focus to things that empower and uplift you, you create a life that is centered on peace, purpose, and resilience. The more you train your mind to focus on the positive and meaningful aspects of life, the less room there is for negativity to affect your peace. Focus becomes your most powerful tool in staying unbothered. Calmness is often underestimated as a passive state, but in reality, it is a powerful force. It is not about being indifferent or apathetic. It is about choosing to remain composed in the face of adversity. When you refuse to react impulsively, you take control of the situation and prevent negativity from taking hold. This power of calmness confuses and disarms those who try to provoke you, making them unsure of how to manipulate or disturb your peace. It is a strength that can neutralize any attempt to disrupt your inner state. When someone insults you or tries to provoke you, they are often seeking a reaction, something that will draw you into their world of chaos, frustration, or anger. If you react with anger, frustration, or even defensiveness, you have fallen into their trap. Your emotional energy has been directed toward their agenda, and you have lost the power to control the situation. But when you remain calm, when you don't give in to the urge to react, you disarm the situation. Your silence or measured response sends a message that their attempts to disturb you are futile. This approach requires practice and self-discipline, but over time, it becomes a powerful defense mechanism. You will find that the more you hold your ground, the less others will try to provoke you. There is a natural power in calmness. Those who are unbothered carry an air of mystery and strength that others cannot easily penetrate. People begin to understand that no matter how much they push, they will not move you. You become a force of emotional stability, and this stability commands respect. Calmness also allows you to think more clearly. When you are emotionally charged, your judgment is clouded, and you are more likely to make impulsive decisions that you might regret later. However, when you choose to remain calm, you create space for clarity. You can evaluate the situation logically, respond in a way that aligns with your values, and make decisions that serve your long-term well-being. Moreover, calmness keeps you focused on your own path. It helps you to remain centered and undistracted by the noise of the world. In a world that thrives on chaos and drama, the calm person stands out. They do not waste time on trivial matters or get pulled into conflicts that don't serve them. Instead, they reserve their energy for what truly matters, keeping their peace intact and their focus sharp. In the end, the power of calmness lies in its ability to maintain your emotional and mental stability while neutralizing external negativity. It is a quiet yet mighty force that ensures nothing disturbs your peace. Your peace is one of the most valuable things you have, and it is essential to protect it with everything you've got. In a world that is constantly pushing you in different directions, people's expectations, society's demands, and the endless distractions around you, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But when you prioritize your inner peace and guard it fiercely, you become untouchable by the storms of life. Nothing can disturb you unless you allow it to. The first step in protecting your peace is recognizing that you are in control of it. Too often we let the outside world dictate how we feel, whether it's someone's criticism, a challenging situation, or an unexpected event. But peace isn't something that happens when everything is calm and perfect. It's something that you create and maintain within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. When you accept that your peace is yours to protect, you start making decisions that preserve it. One of the most powerful ways to protect your peace is by setting boundaries. This means knowing what to allow into your life and what to keep out. You don't have to accept negativity, toxic people, or situations that disrupt your mental and emotional well-being. Boundaries are not walls that shut people out. They are clear guidelines that protect your energy and peace. By setting healthy boundaries, you teach others how to treat you and ensure that nothing or no one can cross the line and disturb your sense of calm. Another way to protect your peace is by practicing emotional detachment. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent, but rather not allowing yourself to be overly affected by things you cannot control. If someone insults you or a situation doesn't go as planned, you can choose not to absorb that negativity. You don't have to take everything personally or allow every challenge to shake your peace. When you detach emotionally from things that don't serve you, you regain control over how you feel and how you respond. Finally, protecting your peace means staying true to your purpose and your values. The more connected you are to your inner mission and what truly matters to you, the less likely you are to be swayed by the distractions of the world. When you know who you are and what you stand for, you become less vulnerable to the opinions and judgments of others. Your peace remains intact because you are living from a place of authenticity and purpose. In the end, protecting your peace is a form of self-respect. It is about valuing yourself enough to keep your emotional and mental well-being intact. By guarding your peace, you ensure that nothing, no person, no circumstance, no challenge can disturb your inner calm. In conclusion, the journey to staying calm and unbothered is one of self-mastery and intentional living. It begins with understanding that true peace comes from within and that external circumstances, while unavoidable, do not have the power to control your emotional state unless you allow it. By mastering your emotions, staying grounded in your values, and shifting your focus to what truly matters, you can create a life that is not easily disturbed by the noise around you. The power of calmness lies in its ability to disarm negativity, allowing you to maintain clarity and make decisions from a place of strength. As you learn to protect your peace through boundaries, emotional detachment, and staying aligned with your purpose, you take back control of your emotional landscape. In doing so, you not only preserve your inner stability, but also become a powerful force that stands firm in any storm. Ultimately, being unbothered does not mean avoiding challenges or pretending that life's difficulties don't exist. It means mastering the art of responding with wisdom, patience, and composure no matter what comes your way. When you live from a place of inner peace, you become unshakable, undistracted, and unbothered by the turbulence of life. You remain focused on your journey, holding on to the strength that comes from being true to yourself.